Prior to his death, Seath was an ordinary teenage boy. Seath began a relationship with Amber Wright. Seath's parents didn't think much of her, as while she seemed to be a typical teenager to them, they definitely believed her to be manipulative. Amber and Seath's relationship was both toxic and short-lived. It all seemed like a normal teenage breakup before the fateful events that would follow. Seath had just signed his death warrant. Welcome back to True Stories. Join the family and let us explore some of the most true crime cases. As always, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Now, let's get into it. Seath Jackson lived in Summerfield, Florida with his parents and two brothers. Seath was 15 years old and a sophomore in high school when he was murdered. Seath started dating Amber Wright in 2010. Amber said that they dated for around 3 months and that they constantly smoked weed, did cocaine and had sex. She also said they would constantly try to make each other jealous and that it was very unhealthy. Seath's parents were also asked about Amber, and Seath's mom said Amber was nice at first, but she could tell that Amber was very manipulative. Amber and Seath's relationship was both toxic and short-lived, ultimately ending due to her infidelity. Upon discovering that Amber had cheated on him with 18-year-old Michael Bargo, Seath was visibly upset and even challenged him to a fight, which Michael accepted. Despite their difference in age, Seath apparently emerged from this confrontation victorious. During Amber and Seath's breakup, the two engaged in a nasty back-and-forth social media fight, with each of them posting incendiary things about the other for all to see. Shortly thereafter, Amber and Michael Bargo began a relationship. One night, while Amber and Michael were at a friend's house, Michael was said to have stated the following: "We need to kill Seath Jackson. Nobody likes him. We need to kill him." After some initial hesitation, everyone present agreed, and they began to devise a plan. Supposedly, Amber was to lure Seath to her friend Charlie Ely's house, where the group would then shoot and torture him. On April 17, 2011, Amber texted Seath that she wanted to talk to him in person about them getting back together. Seath said he would come meet her, but texted her saying, "Amber, if you have me jumped, I will never give you the time of day, so, if I get jumped, say goodbye, alright?" Seath was walking up the hill, not knowing what was about to happen to him. As investigators later discovered, Seath almost made it out of this sinister plot alive, as he did escape Charlie Ely's house and nearly got all the way out to the road. However, Seath was then shot a second time and brought back inside before being dragged into the bathroom and shot one final time. After the third shot, Seath was dead. It was said that Michael Bargo then suggested that the group break Seath's kneecaps with a baseball bat, as he wanted to find a way to fit the body in a sleeping bag. Eventually, Michael got a hammer, broke Seath's kneecaps, and also pulled his teeth out with pliers. Investigators say that Amber, Michael, and others then burned Seath's body, treating the process as if it were a festive bonfire. They sat around jovially all night, drinking, partying, and celebrating. When Seath didn't come home that night, or even call his parents, they immediately knew that something was wrong. Seath's mom knew that her son was always responsible enough to call and notify her of his whereabouts. When he failed to do so, she called the police to report him missing. The next day, Seath's disappearance made local news, and, while Amber Wright's brother, Kyle, and mother, Tracy, were watching, Kyle admitted to his mother that he knew Seath was dead and that he was involved. This prompted her to immediately call the police. Tracy, Amber, and Kyle's mom comes into the police station with Kyle. Kyle apparently wants to confess about what happened. He is interviewed by Detective Rhonda Stroop, with his mom in the room. He tells her that Amber had Seath come to the house so that she could speak to him. Kyle then says that Michael shot Seath and that he was dead. Amber is also there and is interviewed next. Amber said the same thing that Kyle did, but that she was an innocent bystander. Detective Stroop doesn't buy it one bit. Amber said that she bathroom and Michael apparently threatened them. Next, Detective Stroop has Amber, Charlie, and Kyle in one room together. The trio is heard talking about how they just murdered Seath and that he's not innocent. Kyle said, "Seath is not innocent, he threatened to hurt my sister and burn my house down." Amber blames Michael for the whole thing one last time. Detective Stroop comes back in and says they are all arrested for premeditated murder. Amber says, "I'll be 20 by the time I get out." Bad news for Amber, they are tried as adults. Michael Bargo was found hiding out at a friend's house and was charged with first-degree murder. Amber Wright, Charlie Ely, Justin Soto and Kyle Hooper are all charged with first-degree murder as well. Michael Bargo was sentenced to death. His sentence is currently being looked at due to death sentences in Florida having to be an unanimous decision. Amber Wright was sentenced to life in prison and is eligible for parole after 40 years. Kyle Hooper was sentenced to life in prison and is eligible for parole after 40 years. Charlie Ely was sentenced to life in prison without parole. She was represented by Jose Baez, also known as Casey Anthony's lawyer. Justin Soto took a plea deal for life in prison to avoid the death penalty. James Havens, Michael's former stepdad, pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact. He testified at Michael's trial and said he was actually there that night when they were planning to kill Seath, but left because he was uncomfortable. Charlie Ely eventually pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was charged to 10 years in prison. She served 9 years in prison. Despite Michael Bargo being the one who actually killed Seath Jackson, some argue that Amber played the biggest role in his murder. Many people have claimed that, without Amber's role in manipulation, Seath would still be alive today. However, regardless of who exactly the mastermind behind this murder was, the fact remains that this was a cruel, heinous and downright shocking crime committed by some heartless teens. We've come to the end, thank you for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Till next time.